Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elliott with Rickety Ski Reviews, and today we're going to be reacting to some ski reviews. We're going to go back, look at some of Andy Lewicky's reviews. Specifically today we're going to be looking at the Salomon QST 98. The Salomon QST 98 was one of my favorite skis that I skied on last year. In fact, the QST line is what I ended up buying. If you want to see what I kind of bought for this year or what's in my ski quiver, you can see that video below. But the Salomon QST was one of my skis of the year. In fact, I bought a QST 106, not because I didn't like the 98, but because I needed it to serve a specific purpose. I already have a pair of Atomic Maverick 88 Ti's that I kind of do as my daily groomer ski. And then I looked for a wider ski, the Salomon QST 106, for a powder ski. But I bought that based off of my review of the Salomon QST 98. Now, I'll kind of give you an overview of what I thought of the QST 98, and then we'll jump into Andy's review. So let me give you some background on what I thought of the Salomon QST 98s. I thought that they were a really beautiful ski. They floated really well in the powder. They had great turn shapes inside of the trees. They were a really beautiful ski. This was one of my favorite skis of the year. They also have this really interesting design where they almost have kind of a bulge along the inside of the ski. And that bulge made it so that once you got the ski kind of up on edge and into that peak of its arc, it felt really comfortable. Like it almost sat there like a beautiful turn. I told someone it was the most comfortable I've ever felt in the apex of a turn, because just the way the builds a platform and you stand on the ski is so comfortable. So I thought this was a really great ski. I love skiing on it for the day. I didn't want to put them back. Really impressive ski. The downside I noticed with the ski is that it doesn't, like, if you're ever somebody who kind of double turns where you put the ski on edge, release it and put it back on edge to make a different turn, I noticed with the turn shape or with the ski shape, it didn't like doing that. Once I got the turn to an arc and got the ski on edge, it did not want me to take it off edge again and do it. It would feel really uncomfortable if you did that. If you start a turn, it wants you to finish off the turn before you start the new one. But that's like such a small subset of a critique. These were really amazing skis. I forget if I gave them like an 8.5 or a 9. I want to say I gave them a 9. If you're setting up your line, usually you've made it and you're looking ahead and made it anyway. And a little bit of discomfort for an emergency stop isn't a big deal. But again, it's a downside and you should know about it, so. But overall, the QSTs were amazing skis, and I'm excited to see what Andy thinks of them. So that all being said, let's jump right into Andy Lewicky's review of the Salomon QST 98. And here we go.
All right, we're riding the Salomon QST 98. I'm calling it the Quest. You try and stop me. Let's take a look at it. There it is, right there. And
oh my God, I've never heard that. How have I never heard that? That is such a good name. The Salomon Quest. That's so much cooler than QST. I'm gonna start doing that. Man. Andy, you are such a trendsetter. Oh my gosh, okay. And as always, like, it's worth pointing out that I tend to really love Andy's reviews. So far, we're off to a good start.
And notice we have some progressive geometry in that tip. For sure, we have a multi-radius side cut. And, you know, right off the bat, what I'm going to say is I don't think anybody does this kind of geometry better than Salomon right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's the most innovative ski shape that I've seen out there. It really feels like nothing else. It's so amazing. And I never see these skis kind of promoted or, I don't know, they validated in the way that they get that turn initiation. Maybe it's just the way that people are skiing, they don't notice it. But man, this is a nice ski shape, and it's innovative. That's the best word for it, and Andy's right on the money with this. And it's nice to see someone else saying that, because I feel like I've been taking crazy pills here.
It really just impresses the hell out of me how normal the ski feels. And I think that's important, you know. The spoony tips, I do believe, give us more capability. They make tough snow easier.
Yeah, that's a weird way of phrasing it. It's normal. Oh, I guess what he's saying is, like, because it's such an abnormal ski shape, it keeps all of the other main characteristics well. That makes sense. Normal is a weird way of saying it. I feel like it feels above average normal. Like, it feels abnormally good. I don't know. It's a weird word, but I think I kind of get what he's saying.
But they tend to kind of screw up everything else. And when I'm riding the Quest or QST, I don't feel that way. In fact, if I don't look down at the ski, I feel like I'm on traditional geometry. And
yeah, I think that's kind of the beauty, that it's keeping a strong turn shape. It's not doing anything weird with the initiation. It's not trying to do everything different all at once. It's trying to do one thing really well. And I think they nailed it with the geometry. It looks weird to the eye, but as far as feel goes with flex and everything else feels clean and powerful. I don't know. Yeah.
And that says to me that Salomon has really mastered this design. You know, if you are not looking for this kind of geometry, I'm probably not going to tell you to jump on a pair of these. But if you're open to it, and especially if you want this kind of ski, I'm not sure there's a better ski right now. I'm just delighted.
If I can add my 2 cents in here, I think most people don't even know what they're missing out on. Honestly, this ski looks weird, but does not ski any different or severely different from most any other ski. It does all of the main things you want out of a carving ski well, and then on the arc of the turn just makes you sit more comfortably. Maybe people in the shop are kind of getting distracted by all of the fancy graphics or how this looks a little odd, so they're expecting it to ski odd. But it doesn't. It carves well. I mean, I would tell you, I hammer on the bents all the time about not having a complete turn. These have a complete turn. They carve well and do the powder well. This is the real deal. It has some funkiness with, like I said, releasing its turn. You can't do double turns, so if you're someone who's like a notorious double turner, maybe think twice. But absolutely, these guys do a great job. And if you're like worried about the shape of the ski, try it out. I mean, you can always try skis out, but don't be afraid of these skis. They're not scary, or they're not doing anything weird with turn initiation. If you understand how to load a ski and carve it, or if you know how to ski in the trees, there's nothing that you're not going to be able to ski on. You're not going to lose any of your ability by having this different design. If you know the fundamentals of carving or skiing in the trees, you're still going to get the same performance out of this ski as you would any other ski. And in fact, you're going to get better performance. It's all good things. It's really an amazing feeling.
With the way this thing rips on groomers, which is not what you expect with a ski that looks like this. And on the upper mountain, the edge grip and security I'm getting on the steeper pitches, which are hard and fast right now and a little bit scary.
Whoa, this is the first time I've seen Andy ski. And you know what? It's hard to tell because you don't see the skis, you don't have someone else holding the camera. But with how smooth the camera looks and how smooth he's holding it, he must have at least good upper body separation. Can't speak for much else, but I'm getting like little inklings of good skiing mixed in here. And yeah, and everything he's saying about the ski is spot on. I mean, this ski rips. It's really an amazing ski. There are drawbacks, but if you know about them going into it, you have less to worry about.
Confidence that I'm getting out of this ski is clearly above anything else I've been riding today in this category. Tremendous edge security on the steeps. It's a light ski. I like that. It's pretty snappy. It's lively, and it's ripping all over the mountain. So for me, a very strong all-mountain ski from Salomon.
Yeah, and you know what else too? That stability you're feeling is from the stability it builds on the arc of the turn. It's like, it's a really nice platform to stand on, so when you get into the steeper sections, you feel secure, because you are secure. You've got a fully loaded ski that's building a nice downhill ski platform.
With that spoony tip progressive geometry. That's the story here. If that's what you're looking for, and especially if you want a lighter ski, this is a very strong choice for you. I'm not sure anybody does this better right now. Maybe Armada's Declivity would be a competitor, but I don't think they can match the hard snow carving performance of this ski.
Yeah, and what he's also saying too is, like, you think about how it's like a top contender in the carving sector, and that's not even like its primary focus. It's primarily, with that big spoon, gonna do well in the powder. It's gonna give you light, easy turns in the trees. But on top of that, you get a ski that can shred on the groomers. Now you're talking a ski that in almost any part of the mountain out west is gonna feel good. So, if you're a West Coast skier, I think the ski's phenomenal. I mean, I recommend it to all my personal friends. I have a friend who hasn't skied in a while, and I was like, check out the QST 92 if you're just gonna stay on the groomers, but you do want to kind of play around in the woods. I've been trying to get Zach on them. Zach and I are always looking, we send each other used ski listings, and I go, QST 106, man, QST 98. This is an amazing ski. Is it perfect? No. No ski's perfect. Is it even as like snappy and responsive as the Atomic Maverick? No, but that's not what it's built for. It's built for having a nice spoony shape to get in the powder, to be in the trees, and it just so happens that they designed it with this really beautiful, innovative shape that allows it to shred on the groomers, and I just think that's awesome.
So, that's my bottom line. Very, very impressive ski from Salomon. It's light, it's lively, and a little bit spoony. There you go. Back to Mammoth.
Very cool. I think this is one of the best reviews I've ever watched on YouTube at all. What Andy's doing is he's describing a ski that's very unique, that's very kind of bleeding edge, but I don't even want to say bleeding edge because usually bleeding edge ski technology has big gaping issues, and this is like not only really innovative, but also really proven, really tested, really refined down to a great product. So it's nice to see someone really masterfully explaining a really complex product. I think some of the stability and edge grip he was describing is maybe missing a few points of the finer details in that where it's giving you that stability, and the stability is really coming from the arch of the turn and kind of having that, bulge in there that holds you on a stable platform that makes it so it's such a comfortable arc. But on the whole, he hit this like 90% on the bullseye. I think this was really a great review. So Andy, if I had a third thumb, I'd give it to you, but 2 big thumbs up. This was a great review. I loved watching this. And I agreed with all of your main points. I think this is a ski that I don't see that much, and I'm like, what? Why? It's like, you see all of these atomic bends because it's got the logo, and that's fine. If you're a park and powder skier, that's fine. But for people who are on the groomers and the powder, like, what are you thinking? You could be on an Atomic Maverick if you're gonna be primarily groomers, but if you're gonna be like primarily trees and also wanna be able to go on the groomers, these QSTs just hit a home run. I'm so surprised that they're not more popular. I truly am. Zach, if you're watching this, you need to buy a pair. I know that'll put you at like ski number 11, so, maybe probably are due to go to the ski swap. The bigger point I'm trying to make is that if you're somebody who already has your carving ski set and you're looking for a powder ski or you're looking for a ski to go off trail with, this is the ski I bought. This is a ski I bought and I recommend to my personal friends. This is a great ski for going off trail, but it also rips on the groomers. If you haven't already, there are still last year's skis which are the same as the 2024. The 2024 is the same as the 2023. So if you get a pair of 2023s, you're still getting a great ski. So if you're somebody who really cares about carving, but you're looking for now a powder ski or a ski that does really well in the trees, I don't think there's a better ski you could get than the Salomon QST. After all of the skis I tried, all the skis I took in the woods and on the groomers, the Salomon QST was the only ski that felt really good in the trees, felt really good in the powder, but also could hold a nice turn when you're carving on the groomers. Like I said, I bought these skis. I recommend them to people I know personally. These are nice skis, and I think Andy totally hit it out of the park with his explanation of it. So I've been getting a ton of comments and questions. I've gone through and replied to all of them in the thread. So if you kind of go through the comment section, you might see some interesting stuff. But today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to address the comments that were maybe clarification on previous videos or just clarification on skiing in general. So I'm just going to pick a couple of comments that I thought were kind of better points or maybe were better explained in video format, and then we'll kind of go from there. But a lot of really great comments. You guys are so awesome and so kind in the comments, and I love reading everything you say, answering questions as I go. It's been super cool. The first comment I'll address comes from Lisa Yist. I'm confused when reviewers use the word playful in their videos. Bent Chetler is playful. Maverick is playful. Ripstick is playful. What exactly does playful mean? Okay, this is a great question. So what does playful mean? So playful can kind of go into 2 camps. You could be talking about a ski being playful in different environments. You could have a ski that is a powder ski that is playful, and then you can also have a groomer carving ski that is playful. So let me just break down those two kind of different things one at a time. So in my opinion, when I hear the word playful in a powder setting or an off-trail setting, what they're talking about is that the ski floats well. It's not kind of sinking down into the snow or trying to charge through the snow. You know, some of the skis like the Volcal Mantra or the K2 Mindbender TI, they're really like heavy skis, so they kind of sink down into the powder and then cut through it. Whereas something like a Salomon QST or a Fisher Ranger, they're kind of floating on top of the snow more. And when I say like a Salomon QST feels playful, I say that it's really good at floating on the snow, and it's not hard to kind of change from edge to edge, right? So it kind of floats lightly. It's easy to change your turns. It's either easy to make those kind of hop turns when you get in the woods or if you get on moguls, things like that, where the ski feels light and playful. It doesn't feel like a heavy kind of workhorse ski. So that's, in my mind, how I would explain to someone a playful powder ski or a playful off-trail ski. The definition of playful when it comes to carving is a little different. When I'm talking about a playful ski on the groomers or a playful carving ski, what I then am thinking of is a ski that doesn't take a lot of energy or pressure from your boot to initiate the turn. So a Fisher Ranger would be really playful. Some of the skis like the Volcal Deacon was pretty easy to initiate a turn. The Atomic Mavericks, they take energy but not a ton because they're kind of a light ski. So a ski that doesn't take a lot of energy to get your turn kind of set up and hooked, or a ski that's responsive that you can start one turn and then start the next one without a lot of time. So if you think about some of those like almost like short radius turns, something that you can really get quick snappy turns on the groomers, that's what I mean when I'm talking about a playful carving ski. So they are very different, and different settings have different kinds of skis for what's playful, but that's what I'm talking about when I talk about playfulness. The word playful is just trying to denote that it's not a really heavy, powerful ski that takes a lot of energy to do what it's intended to do. It's talking about the ease in which you can get your turns going, whether that be off the trail or on the trail. But that was a great question, because it's a very vague term that kind of gets thrown around all of the time. And I don't think it's a very good way of describing a ski because it's so vague. So great question. Really happy I could clarify that for you. Thank you so much. Very seldomly I'll get a comment that's kind of nasty, like saying, oh, well, you're just not a good enough skier to ski on these skis. You just don't realize what you're doing. Oh, someone of your skiing ability shouldn't be able to give opinions. And that is so funny to me, because it's only ever on skis that I have a negative opinion on, or a ski, not even that I have a negative opinion on, that I'm just pointing out the flaws of. If I talk about the Atomic Bent series, if I talk about the Nordica Enforcers, skis that I go, these skis get recommended all the time, and while they have some good features, they also have some big drawbacks that you need to know about. So I'll point off those drawbacks, and only then I get, oh, well, you just must not know what you're talking about. This is like the perfect kind of content for me to talk about, because you can't hurt my feelings anymore. I grew up in the Burke Mountain Academy junior race program, and those people are so mean and particular about skiing. There's really not much left you can tell me that's gonna hurt my feelings. I know I'm a good skier. I've raced. I have coached up at Mount Hood during these summer camps. I was coached by and coached with Ted Liggety, and not that I'm as good as him, I'm certainly nowhere near, but I know fundamentals and have learned a lot. I've been working in ski shops since I was 15. I don't know, I have a lot of insecurities, but none of them exist in skiing. I've just spent so many days on snow. I've been skiing for so long at this point. It's just, I don't know. It's like the one thing I'm not insecure about anymore, so you're not gonna hurt my feelings. One guy said, oh, well, you're not fit to review a park ski. Yeah, that's why I tell you that I'm not a park skier. I've skied on like boxes, or when I snowboarded, I used to do boxes and do little half pipe tricks, but nothing big. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm not a park skier, but here's what I know about carving, and here's what I know about powder skis. And when it comes to the bent, they do a good job in the powder, but they are not kind of the all-in-one ski that they're sold as. If you're a park and powder skier, more power to you. And also this idea that someone who is going to give you advice on skis needs to know about every facet of skiing. Like, I need to somehow be doing backflips, knowing how to carve really well, and knowing how to ski powder. And then I also, it's like, where does it end, right? Oh, well, you don't Nordic ski? Well, do you really know what you're talking about? Oh, you don't do ski ballet? You don't do long distance ski jumping? Come Come on, man. I'm reviewing shape skis. And what's the point of a shape ski? To change its shape and turn. So if you want to know how the skis turn, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you when a ski is not an all-in-one ski like they say it is. And if I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you. You know, a really good example of this is during the summer review session, I reviewed the K2 Reckoners with Zach. Zach is a park skier, I'm not. And I said, listen, these K2 Reckoners for just an everyday skier, I don't really love them. I don't remember if I gave them a 6 or 7. I said they feel good in the moguls, doing little short radius turns, but they didn't feel good for carving. Not my deal, like, right? I like them okay, but only for really short radius turns. But I said, listen to Zach's review. If you're looking for a park ski, he skis in the park. So, yeah, but as far as like insulting my skiing, I don't know. If you're gonna do that, post a video of you skiing then, right? Like if I click on your channel, there better be some video of you carving. Otherwise, it's like, I am not on the US ski team. I am not the absolute most elite racer. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it all. I did the Brookmount Academy junior program until I was like 12, so from 6 to 12. Hated it. Snowboarded for 3 years. Then I raced high school. Then I started competing in open USSA races, right? So like you're talking New Hampshire series, the Foley Spring series, things like that. You know, I go to open USSA races with the Dartmouth ski team and they would just kick my teeth in. But you know, I was like winning or getting second or third place in these high school races. So getting your teeth kicked in is a good way to bring your cockiness down. Then I went on to college. I skied on a college ski scholarship for basically Division 3. There's only 2 sections. There's Division 1 and Division 3. Inside of that team, I was like maybe in the top 4 or 5 sometimes. You know, I was okay. I'm not the best skier. In fact, Zach, who was on the channel yesterday or a couple days ago, he's a better racer than I am. He's a better skier than I am, and that's okay. But as far as when it comes to carving and really feeling kind of the subtleties of skis, I don't know. I have a lot more carving experience than most people. I've got a lot more kind of versatility in trying different skis. I've spent years coaching up at Mount Hood where they throw a lot of salt. And what do you do when they throw salt? You demo skis because you don't want to ruin your own skis. I also have experience writing about skis because I worked for Ski Racing Magazine for a while. I don't know, you're not gonna hurt my feelings when it comes to credentials. Sorry. So if you're thinking about leaving that comment, I don't know, go for it, I guess, but you'll probably just get an LOL from me. That's usually what my go-to. It's just like, okay, what? And people only do it because I think if they really like a ski and I point out his flaws, maybe they take that personally, but you shouldn't. I'm just trying to tell people about the skis because every other ski reviewer is only saying the positives. And if you're gonna buy the ski, don't you wanna know its downsides? Don't you wanna know everything about the ski, right? Because no ski is perfect. And maybe for you, you don't care about the downsides, but then the information might be really helpful for someone else. So, but I can't stress enough, most of the comments are super nice and I really appreciate it. And almost everyone I've interacted with has been super cool. So, on the whole, thank you everybody for being so nice. So that's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out my channel a lot, but more importantly, it kind of helps you make sure you're getting all of this kind of content, especially as we're going into winter. It'll make sure that you kind of get everything in order so you know what I'm talking about when I reference previous episodes. But yeah, it really helps my channel and I really appreciate it. And more than anything, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. I love making these kind of videos. It's been a lot of fun, and everyone I've been interacting with, for the most part, has been super nice. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for everything. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.